Hello my sweet queens, and welcome back to another interesting tutorial. So today we're going to be recreating this style, so let's get into it. So for this style I use 5 yards of Ankara fabric. You need your two net and you also need your machine lining. Alright, so let's get into it. First of all, I cut what is going to be, to craft the upper part, as I'm going to be illustrating basically the upper part, because I think that is the major thing. So I fused the lining with a soft interfacing. Then after that, I fold it into two, such that the folded edge is facing me. Then I rule my guideline so that I'll have a starting point. Then from there, I'm going to measure down the length of the armhole. I'm using 9. Then the nipple points line, the under bust, and then the waist length. Note, I've not added any allowance to the waist length yet. Then I went ahead, I extend the line. So at the shoulder, I put the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'm going to really straight down to the armhole line. Your armhole line give you your chest line, okay? Then I'm going to measure 3 inches from the folded edge at the shoulder. Then at the shoulder tip, I'm going to go down by 1 inch. Then I'll connect these points together. Then I'll add ½ inch to that line for shoulder seam allowance, okay? Then next is to bring out the shape of the dart. So basically this is the armhole, the nipple point, the underbust, and then we have the waistline. So at the nipple point line, I'm going to measure my nipple to nipple distance divided by 2 plus ½ inch. Then I'm going to roll it all the way to the waistline. Then I'm going to come to the armhole. I'm going to locate the mid armhole. So just measure from that 1 inch below the armhole to chest line, locate the mid armhole, come in there by ½ inch. Then from that ½ inch, connect it back to the shoulder tip like this. And then with the cuff roll, you're going to connect it back to the nipple point. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring out the shape for the dart. So at this side, I measure ½ inch. Then at the other side, I took in 2.2 inches dart. The dart depends on the bust, how big the breast is. Then I'm going to connect back to the nipple point, okay? So the dart is taken at the under bust line. It's connected back to the nipple point line. So from the mid armhole, you come down by 2 inches, and then you're going to also connect it back to the nipple point with the cuff part of your ruler like this. Ensure to extend the line outside the armhole by 2 inches. Then you finish the armhole like this. Can you see? Then you're going to roll this dart from the underbust all the way to the waistline. Just really straight down to the waistline like so. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is just to put the body circumference. So on the chest line, I'm going to put the bust circumference divided by 4. Then at the waistline, I'll put the waist circumference divided by 4. Then I'm going to measure my dart and I'm going to replace it. Just measure the dart that passed through each line and replace, okay? Then you connect it together. Next thing now is just to put the seam allowance, and you also connect like so. Just extend the armhole to that point the way I'm doing. All right, so the next thing now is to go up at the side seam by 1 inch, and then you're going to connect it back to the dart leg. You can see that I'm using different color of chalk so that it's clear to you, okay? All right, so we are done. So the next thing now is to put the neck. So for the neck depth, I made it to be 3.5. Then the neck width is 4.5. You can see the neck depth is 3.5. The neck width is 4.5. Then I'm going to connect it together. Can you see? So basically your bodice is ready. So the next thing now is to bring out the shape for the yoke. For the yoke, I made the depth to be 7 inches. Then I create like a sweetheart shape towards the mid armhole. So the yoke is stopping at the mid armhole. Can you see? You can use your French cuff to roll it. So the depth of the yoke is 7 inches. Can you see? Depth is 7 inches. Then you just finish it like so. All right, so the next thing now is to bring the shape for the under bust corset. So from the waistline, I came up by 1 inch. Then I connect it back to the dark leg like this. Can you see? Then I'm going to add ½ inch seam allowance because we're cutting it out. So we'll just measure ½ inch downward from that point and also connect it to the side like so. So next, I'm going to add ½ inch allowance to the side panel also and connect it to the side this way. This is the same allowance for the side panel. You know, there will be cuts at the under bust, so you need to add ½ inch below the under bust line and connect so that they match with the side panel, so that it matches with the center panel. Okay, so the next thing is just to extend the dark leg downwards like this. Then from the waistline, I'm going to measure 2 inches downward and I'm going to roll it straight first. I'm still going to alter it, so just roll it straight first like this. Then you can see that the seam allowance came down from the underbust, so you have to replace it. So you just measure ½ inch downward from that point and connect it this way. Can you see? So that it follows the same shape. So the next thing, just measure whatever thing you have from the waistline all the way to the extension. Then you put it by the side panel as well. Then from the side seam, measure the same amount, which is 2 inches, and then you connect them together. Then you extend the side seam line like this. And that's it, we are done drafting. So the next thing now is just to cut this out. Okay, so just listen to this brief recap. From the under bust line, just mark ½ inch downward and that's next to the same allowance. Then here also ½ inch. See the way I've connected it. So once that is done, the next thing now is now for you to replace this. So on the waistline, just add extra 2 inches. Then roll it straight. But you can see that this part here is curved. So I came down again by half so that you can blend it so that it gives me the same shape as what is. So this is it. Then whatever thing you have here, just put it to this part like this. Then you have. So I'll go ahead, I'll cut it out, but just note that that 2 inches that was added to the waist length is just like a replacement of the allowances that was taken at the under bust so that there will be no shortage. And also because for the skirt part I did a little bit of adjustment. So from the waistline at the skirt I came down by 1 inch and I blend it to the side seam, okay, so that everything can just follow the same shape. So that's the reason for that 2 inches, in case you're wondering. So basically from that 2 inches, you have 1 inch as the replacement for the under bust seam allowance for the cutout. Then the remaining 1 inch is for the coming down from the waistline on the skirt. Okay, so this under bust cutout is going to be joined together before I'll cut it on my Ankara fabric. So the next thing is just to remove this dart that is there. You have to discard it. You don't need this part, it's dart, so just discard it. So you can see this is how it's looking. These two will be joined together before I'll cut it on the Ankara. But for this upper part, I'm going to go ahead. I'll cut it on the Ankara now. So just put the Ankara into two and place the lining on top of it. And no, this upper part is yoke, so you may want to readjust it so that you don't waste your fabric. Just readjust it a little bit upwards so that you cut it out. All right, so I'll go ahead. I'll cut it out just the way we've drafted it. The because I ironed it, the shock is looking faint now, but yeah, everything still remains the same. Just cut it exactly the way the shape is. I'm not fast forwarding this so that you see what I am doing. So this is the yoke part. So when you're done cutting, this is how it looks. You're going to just join these two panels together. Okay, so you can keep them aside, and then you cut out the yoke completely. This is the part that you're going to be using to cut out your yoke from the net. Okay. All right. So this is how the pattern is looking. If you notice that under bust cutout, I've not cut it on the Ankara fabric, still on the lining alone. So you need to push up so that you know the direction where the underbust shape is. Do you understand? Just put your notching, you use your shock to just make a mark so that when you're joining it, you know which part is connected to which part. Okay. So if you open it, this is how
I'm going
it's
to go and
looking.
join these panels together on my machine. I'll join these panels together. I'll repeat
So
the
you
same
join these
thing
two
on the
together.
Ankara as well.
These three rather, you join these three panels together.
Yes, and I'll join it together. Then
Yes.
that underbust part,
Then
the
for the
underbust part,
underbust
I'm
cutout,
also
you
gonna
also
join
join
it
the three
together.
panels together.
You know, this one is only on the lining. So I'm going to join it together like so. So I'm going to join it together. Then I'll now come and cut this like
So you
on
go
a
and join these
single
three
piece
panels together
from the
before I'll now
Ankara
come
so that
and
there will
use
be
it to
no
cut it on the
joining
Ankara fabric
on the
because I don't
Ankara
want the
itself.
Ankara
Hope it's
to
clear.
have
So I'm going to quickly do
any
that
joining
on
showing
the
on it.
machine.
Okay, so let's quickly do that on the machine. So first of all, you join the three panels together on the lining, just like this. When you're joining, you join with half-inch allowance. Then you notch. Make sure you notch your seam line. Repeat the same thing on the Ankara. Just join the three panels together like so. So you keep it aside. Don't forget to notch. Okay, so this is the piece for the underbust cutout. So you join the three panels together just to have explained on the table. When you're joining, you join with half-inch. A very big shout out to my channel supporter. You guys are so amazing. I love you all. Thank you for supporting this channel. You too, you can be part of this channel supporter by just clicking that join button. This is just to like say thank you to me for the work I'm doing, just to help me and say, okay, you can take this little token for your efforts. All right, so the next thing now is just to cut out a boning that I'm going to be putting on the lining for the underbust cutout. But before then, I cut out a little piece that measure 1.5 inch and I fold it into two and just stitch it together like this. I'm going to be using this to create like a bone channel. So when you're done joining it together, you just trim off the allowance. You don't need to turn it to the good side because this is going to be on the line, so it doesn't make any difference. So just trim the seam, excess seam, just trim it very low. Just trim it off like this, just the way you see me doing it. We're just going to be using this to create a bone channel. But I would like to have the bone exactly at the dart leg. So I cut the bone. Just use your bone to measure the distance. Make sure your bone is not getting to the top and it's not reaching the waistline. So it should be half inch away from the top and half inch away from the down. Then you cover the edges with paper tape or with lining the way I'm doing here, and I'm just going to fix the bone to the dart allowance just like this. Can you see? I hope you guys can see it. Can you see? Just place the bone, just open the seam on the dart line, open the seam, then you fix the bone to one side of it like this. Can you see? Then when you're done with one side, you also turn it to the other side and fix the second side of the bone to the second side of the allowance. This is just like to create an invisible bone so that you not see the line of the bone from the ghost side. That's all. You do the same thing to the second that leg. Cut the bone one inch shorter than the length that is there. That is, you need it to be half inch away from the top and half inch away from the down. Cover the edge with paper tape or your lining, just the way I'm doing here. And you sew the bone to the seam allowance of the dart. So when you're done stitching it, when you turn it to the good side, you will not see the line for your seam on the good side. Okay, so the next thing is just to use that lining that I prepared earlier to just sew at the middle and at some point to add more bone to the panel. So you cut it, let it be shorter than the length, because it should be half inch away from the top and half inch away from the down. Okay, so instead of just stitching it directly there, I insert it inside that thing that we prepared earlier, so that it's not going to be poking her. So you just insert the bone inside the channel, and then you sew the edges together. Even though the bone is inside inside the channel, you still want to be sure that it's not getting to the top and also it's not getting to the down. Like, the bone shouldn't enter your seam allowance. Okay, so you can see I've finished sewing it. So now the next is just to iron open your seam line and cover your seam when you're done ironing it. Make sure you take your time to iron it, because most times it's just in the ironing, so that it follow the shape of the breast, like it's going to be round and curved. Okay, so this is what I mean by covering your seam line. Just cut out a little piece of your interfacing and place it on your dart line after ironing it open, so that it's not going to close back. Okay, that's the reason for that. Okay, so I'm done ironing it, so I'll keep them aside. Then I'm going to work on the underbust cutout. So just iron it very well. Then I added more interfacing to it at the wrong side. You can see I added more interfacing to it. Then next thing is just to place it on your Ankara fabric, right side to right side, and you're going to cut it out exactly the same shape. Don't add any allowance, don't add anything, just cut out exactly the same thing. And make sure you put your notching so that you know the direction for the upper part. Okay, so the next thing now is just to go back to your machine and attach these two pieces together, and you do the same thing to the lining. But as for the lining, I'm going to be attaching bra cup. Okay, so when you're joining together, you start at the center, so you stitch from the center to the left, and then you go back to the center again, you sew to the right. And when you're stitching, you stitch with half inch allowance. So the next thing is just to attach the bra cup. So just place your bra cup make sure you align it to the nipple point very well, and then you stitch it this way. When you're done with one side, match it, let them be on the same level to the other side, and you stitch again. Take your time to do this because they need to be uniform, they need to be on the same level. Alright, so I'm done. You go ahead, you do the same thing to the main fabric, just join them together like so. So this is how it's looking. So the this particular one is ready, so I'm going to just keep it aside and I'll work on the yoke. So please pay attention to the yoke. So I put the net on fold, then I place the yoke on top of it and cut it out, but I added half-inch allowance to the down part. There's half-inch allowance on the net. Okay, so you keep the net aside, then you open up the yoke this way. Then from the down part, I came upward by half-inch like this. Then from the neck, I measure 2 inches towards the shoulder this way. Then I connect with a curve from these 2 inches to the half-inch at the side like so. Can you see? So the next thing is to measure 1 inch inward from the armhole side. Then at the down part, 1.5 inch inward like so. Then you also connect them together. Can you see? So this is what we have. 2 inches from there. Can you see? Then you connect it to the half-inch. Then here is 1. Then here is 1.5. Can you see? Then you cut it out. So you replace this part with the Ankara. Okay. So I'll go ahead. I'll cut it out just the way we've marked it. So that part will be from the Ankara. Then this other side also. So this is how it is. So we've cut it out. So you will discard this down part, discard it, you don't need it again. So these two now, you're going to replace it with your Ankara fabric. So the down part of this one, you had your seam allowance of half-inch to it, as you can see from the cutout. So what I will do, I'll just bend the half-inch that I had it towards the wrong side like this, and I'll use my iron to press it. Just use your iron to press it like so. Then you put your hemming gum. Just cut your hemming gum tiny and put it in between it like so that they stay together in place. And you iron it so that the raw edge is going to finish nicely when you're looking at it from the goose side. Okay, so this is how it's looking. Can you see? So this one also, then as for this other side, Ankara fabric, you're also going to cut it from the Ankara fabric, but you had your seam allowance to the side. You know, so that part that is towards the neckline. Yeah, you add your seam allowance, then you bend the seam allowance inside again like this and put your hemming gum so that you can finish it nicely. See. So this is the cutout yoke. So this part is going to be like that here. So whatever excess that is here also, you trim it off. But let me show you how you're going to finish the neckline. Okay, so now you're going to just place the net on top of it like this. Then you take to the machine,
you stitch the neckline together and then flip it to the ghost side. Okay. Notch. And stitch it to the neck.
So when you are done, you iron it. Such that the wrong side of the Ankara is going to be directly facing the good side of the neck, like so. Can you see? So you have finished the
So from the
neckline.
good side, wrong side,
Nicely, this is the wrong side.
Can you see? But this is
And
the
this is the
front.
good side. So the next thing now is just to put hemming gum so that you marry them together so that they remain in place. After which you are going to top stitch, and then whatever you want to use as decoration, you are going to fix it there also. Initially, I thought of using cup chain, but I later changed my mind. I just used the beaded that I bought in the market for it, because the cup chain seems as if it wasn't showing, like it wasn't making any effect. So I changed my mind about it and use another thing for it. So for the second side, just place it on top of it like this. You know, we'll finish the edges. So just put your hemming on so that you can marry it to the net. Make sure you position it very well so that they follow the shape which you cut out before. So for mine, I already placed it and put hemming gum and iron it. So by the time I turn it to the wrong side, I discovered that the Ankara was not it's more than the net. I how do I put it now? Yeah, you can see. So I had to just trim it off because it was already fused together, so I don't want to mess my design up, which is fine.
So this is
Can you
what
see?
it
This
looks
is how
like
it's looking from the wrong side.
Wrong side, and then
So
on the
make sure
good
you
side,
align yours
this
very
is
well.
exactly what we've got. Can you see? So we're going to decorate here with that cup chain. That chain that I bought. I'm just going to unpack it.
So like I said earlier, I didn't later use this option because it was not showing, like it wasn't making any effect. So I changed it
to the body. So we're going to attach the yoke to the body like so, and turn with our lining.
All right, so you're going to place the yoke on top of the bodies, match them together at the center and pin. Then you just use your hand to walk through to the other side so that you can stitch them together. Okay. If there's any excess on the body, just trim it off the way I've done. So you join the yoke to the body with 1/4 inch. All the way to the other side. Just take your time, don't rush it. Then you get to the middle, keep the needle in, turn the fabric and stitch to the other side. You can give it a little notch so that it moves freely. Then you stitch it to the other side like so. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I put up a new tutorial. And also give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying what I'm doing. You can also tell me where you're watching me from so that I can give you shout outs in the next tutorial. Alright, so when you are done attaching the yoke to it, you pull the yoke downwards and pin to the body. Then you now place the lining on top of it like this. Can you see? Then you stitch the lining to it again. This time around I started from the center. So when you're done, you go back to the center again, you stitch to the other side as well. This time around, you'll be seeing your previous seam. You can just stitch directly on top of it. When you're done, you notch. Then you turn it to the good side. You remove the pin that you use in pinning the net to the body. Then this is what you have. So you go ahead now, you attach it to the skirt part, lining to lining and Ankara to Ankara. Then when you're done, you stitch the down part together and also you come back to the underarm, you stitch the side seam together. Then you can go ahead and turn it to the good side. So when you turn it to the good side, this is how it's looking really pretty. So this is it. So this is me just trying to show you that it doesn't affect the length in any way. So from the top you measure to the underboss, everything just remains the way it's supposed to be after joining. Then the length also remain the same, nothing changes. All right, so you go ahead, you attach it to the back. I didn't show you the cutting of the back because I don't think that is necessary. This video is already getting too long anyways. So this is the back, nothing special. The back remain the same. So I'll just go ahead, I'll join them together and finish it and add my sleeve. Then I'm going to show you the outcome. And this is it. My dress is ready. Just watch the end so that you see it on the owner. Yeah, this is my beautiful client. You can see the fit. It fits so well and beautiful.